Teacher threatened for saying no to they, them. This is uploaded by the Center for Biblical Unity. It was a suggestion. If you would like to leave me a suggestion in our suggestion box, aka the juice box in the server, you have to join the server. Dubsy likes to leave a QR code somewhere on the screen for you to join the server, or you can go to the link in the description below, and you can leave your suggestions in the juice box for me to go over, potentially. All that being said, teacher threatened for saying no to they, them. So there are kids who go by they, them pronouns. And if you disrespect that, I think that you should have some action taken against you. It's the same way that it happens in healthcare. You are supposed to refer to people in the charting as their preferred pronouns. You're supposed to do that. If they request to see your charting and it does not have the... If you're trans, you can request to see your doctor's charting. You can, and sometimes you should, just to make sure that you're not being... Okay? If they request to see the charting and they see that I'm not using they, them pronouns, they have a case against me. You know what I mean? Like, that is not ethical. You're not supposed to do that. That means you don't respect them. Okay, so with all that being said, I think that the standards should be the same for the teachers. I think that if this teacher was disrespecting this person's pronouns, especially if it was a student, that they should be disciplined. But let's see what's going on.
Hi, my name is Jamie Young, and I live in the Indianapolis, Indiana area, and this is my story.
That's not too far from Ohio. I hate this new... I know I've said it, but I hate this new, this new caption thing. It's so dog shit.
I've been a public school teacher for 21 years, and my school district started giving us trainings on DEI and social emotional learning. During that time, I also had a student that said they were non-binary. This was a shock to me. I had never had a student like this, and I was told that I needed to use this.
The video's louder than you. Thank you.
Student's new name and pronouns. When I said no, it didn't make sense for me to call a student they, and I also didn't think it was appropriate.
Why did it not make sense? What's your argument for it not making sense? We use the singular they all the time. We do, especially if you don't know who somebody is or what their gender is.
For the classroom of children, I was given a legal document, which was given to me by my principal that was a professing Christian. I was given 3 directives. I was to say they, them, or the student's new name. So I was given a choice. I was also told that I had to stop saying boy, girl, or call the class boys and girls, that I had to call the class friends or kids, and that it would also be good practice to do across the...
Yeah, because you would say boys and girls. Good morning, boys and girls, right? If you have a non-binary person in your class, that doesn't include them. You're discriminating.
Entire school, because there were other students who might be feeling gender confused. I was also told that when referring to the student that I would face disciplinary action if I used the wrong pronouns, even if the student was not present. So I couldn't even use the wrong pronouns if I was talking to another staff person. I asked if the parents were aware, and anytime I raised questions about parents being involved, I was stonewalled and not given an answer. At the same time, we were rolling out books.
So here's the thing about the parents being involved. They should be. I would like them to be, but it's not always safe for them to be. Okay? Parents are not trained in any kind of official capacity. They are just people, and people sometimes suck. And sometimes they suck toward their kids. So if they suck toward their kids who's identifying as non-binary, then yeah, the parents shouldn't know. I agree. Parents don't need to know everything about their kids.
Books in our hallways that were not checked out by the library, but were just accessible to students. And these books were about gender fluidity, same-sex marriages, and racism.
Wait, why did we bring same-sex marriages into this? And racism? Okay, yeah, okay. Gender fluidity, same-sex marriages, and racism, the triad of doom.
The gender issues were falling right in line with all of the social emotional learning trainings and the DEI trainings that we were having. Things like talking about microaggressions, implicit bias, whiteness, etc. So I went to our district administrators, and one of the individuals I spoke with was attending our church at the time, and he met with the pastor who counseled him, saying that it's good to use a student's preferred pronouns because it would open them up to the gospel. We left the church shortly after. I sought legal...
Wait, yeah, like if you respect somebody's pronouns, they're more likely to be open to what you have to say. That's what they were saying, right? Yeah. It would open them up to the gospel, yeah.
Wait,
is he talking about one of the individuals I spoke with was attending our church at the time?
He met with a pastor who counseled him, saying that it's good to use a student's preferred pronouns because it would open them up to the gospel. we left
Yeah.
the church shortly after. I saw
Like, come on. Like, oh no, my church is being more inclusive. No, please don't be inclusive. Not my church, not my good Christian church.
legal counsel, and I joined a group of parents that were concerned. I brought awareness to the issues because during the time parents were not even allowed in our school buildings, and started sharing this information with parents that
Oh, this was during COVID? Was this during COVID? Because, yeah, the parents wouldn't typically be allowed in the building. We're missing vital information here, and I feel like that's very much on purpose.
I thought would want to know. This instantly brought a lot of attention on me and put me in a position that I became problematic employee. And this was the first time I'd ever had that in all my years of teaching.
Just use the pronouns. Just use them. Like, I'm sorry. I know I'm on this empathy arc and all, but like, it's not hard to just use the pronouns. It's not. Like, I have very little patience for this. Triggered snowflake? Yeah, this is giving very much triggered snowflake.
But I came to the place where I realized I had to choose.
No, don't cry. Don't cry. Just use the pronoun. It's not worth all this. Stop this instantly. Stop this 5 minutes ago, please. Or 3 minutes, rather.
I had to choose between a fear of man or a fear of God, and I would not.
Stop. A fear of man because you were told. God damn it. These people's brains are cooked. So much for being a good neighbor. Yeah, you need to be more like State Farm, lady. Don't you know the slogan? I fear no man, but that thing, pronouns, it scares me. Even in Quiz Pop that's used as a teaching material, yeah, indicates the usage of they, them as a singular pronoun. Yeah, exactly. Anybody who teaches that they, them is not, you're not able to use it as a singular pronoun is incorrect. They're wrong. They're wrong. It is used that way all the time. Language changes sometimes. It used to just be he, she. If you said they, that was considered grammatically incorrect for a period. Now it's not. Now people just do that. I went to the doctor recently and got a gender dysphoria diagnosis, F64.9, and I hope I can get on E and officially start my transition. Congratulations, Caddy Loves Bears. That's amazing. We support. If I recall correctly, singular they has also been used in the past and predates singular you by like 300 years. Yeah, it has been. Like, there was a period of time in some places where singular they was considered grammatically incorrect. Okay? I get that. But not all the time and not in all places, and now it's just correct. You can just say it. Hello, Ash Cat. Been a while? I'll have to take your word for it. I'm not good at names.
Oh, to the idol of the fear of man.
I will not bow. I will not bow to the pronoun idol.
There's a spirit of intimidation that I think wants to keep believers from speaking boldly, and a fear of what this will do.
Boldly against this child, against this small potato. You know, this small potato is threatening me with its pronouns, and I am in fear of my life.
To our witness, the spirit of intimidation wants to keep us silent, and I knew that wasn't the right thing to do. I was concerned that in speaking up, it would affect my relationship with.
Here, do you guys want to get word from like an actual non-binary teacher on this? Why don't we ask an actual non-binary? Shall we? That was my wife, by the way. She said, "You are not being bullied." Shut up. I'm right, you're wrong, shut up. She didn't feel like coming down to make a comment.
Non-believers. But again, I knew that it was wrong and I had to do something. I felt very sad and alone during that time, especially as I found myself standing alone in many ways.
Be happy that you have a student who has explored their gender enough that they decided they don't want like either of the main ones. That's good progress in a young person's life, okay? I didn't figure that out until relatively recently, that I don't like dresses, you know? So, you know, you never know until you try it. I gave it a shot, and I slayed, okay? I slayed, but it's not for me. I don't like the makeup. I don't like the dresses. It's not for me.
Ways, despite having other believers that were colleagues that I thought would join me, and was sad that but yet God used it and strengthened me. And I found a lifeline, and that was Center for Biblical Unity. As soon as I
is this an ad?
started
#ad.
reading and watching the resources, I knew right away.
They were like, yes, please come on here. And it's reading it is an ad. It's a #ad.
I was in a place of biblical clarity. And
hold on. What are they selling? Donate. The issue's the latest. Take action. Read our book. Walking in Unity. Biblical answers to questions on race and racism. Oh, no, no, no. Wait, what is this fresh hell?
Get up on the sidewalk, please. One.
Is systemic racism real? Yes.
Demonstrators clashing with
Is racial reconciliation biblical?
George Floyd, parts of the
Are... It's parody. It's parody. Just go. Just go. See, this is propaganda 101. Look how long it hangs. Look how long it hangs on the words for you to read. And then boom, boom, less than a second. And then back to hanging on the words. Watch.
Now turning deadly.
Boom. Barely even a second. Should every church be multi-ethnic? Not George Floyd! No. How do we keep race from dividing Christians? Introducing the groundbreaking book, The Cure, Walking in Unity. See? All the colors are separate but equal. Biblical answers to questions on race and racism. There's no other book like this one.
What does it mean to be...
She could have said that about... Wait, Alyssa Childers could have said that about any book.
What does it mean to be a Christ follower?
This isn't Alyssa? Where's Alyssa? You could have just ripped this from a different review.
What does it mean to be a Christ follower?
I know they probably didn't. You can easily verify that, but still, it's funny to think about. Oh, good. They got a black woman. They got a black woman. Don't worry, guys. It's not racist. They have a black woman saying, putting her stamp of approval on behalf of all blacks everywhere. This is not a racist
follower.
book. Trust me. If you read just one book on race and Christianity, it's this one.
Cultural moment.
Full of solid ideas, personal experiences, and biblical at its core. That's a confusing sentence, Dr. J.P. Moreland.
And have biblically centered conversations on race, justice, and unity.
Filled with practical wisdom. Beautiful, beautiful. Not a hashtag ad, by the way.
And that this is where I could find some help. I recognize how easy it is to be misled and the importance of being biblically literate. I realized I had a lot of gaps, and CFBU helped me to start to learn how to discern ideas and measure them against the word. I found Krista and Monique to be unapologetic, full of conviction, and unafraid. They were bold, and they were faithful to the word. And most importantly, they have a message for the church that the church desperately needs to hear. I learned how to biblically define terms such as justice. I learned that we are one race, we are a human race, that our identity is found in Genesis, that our unity is found in Christ, that we must be first reconciled to God before we can ever hope to
If we are, in fact, all one race, why is it that certain people of this one race with certain aspects, right, certain attributes about them, you know, like melanin, for instance, just as an example, sometimes that's a detriment to your existence, apparently, by all the statistics, right? So if we're one human race, we should be concerned about the least of us, correct? We should want to help them, right? I know she wouldn't disagree with this. She would be like, yeah, of course we should help those people. But like, she would also say that's not indicative of systemic racism. It's indicative of like some kind of cultural problem. To which I would say, where did the cultural problem come from? Like, did they just decide one day? Like, culture is made by individuals who come together and have a certain way of doing things. And if that certain way of doing things is a detriment to those people, then one of two things happened, right? One, they came up with something that was a detriment. It's their fault. That happens. Two, there were external factors that forced them into that detriment. You know what I mean? Into that way of life that is not as good as it would be otherwise. But do you guys get what I'm saying? It's either external influences or internal influences. You're either saying it's their fault or like it's just an internal thing that happened to black people because they're worse than us whites, right? Or it's outside influences.
Reconcile others to him. And I also recognize that division in the church is sometimes necessary, and it's biblical that we are to divide when doctrine is false, and the importance of being willing to do that. Now that I'm at a new school, I'm at a Christian school, I have the luxury of being able to share Christ and to also speak into these issues as the
she works
opportunities
private now.
present. I feel more equipped to share and ask questions.
She went from being a valuable asset to the community to now just teaching rich Christian people.
I have the sticker on my laptop that says one
A much
race, one
smaller
people, one
pool.
savior. I find it to be just a little sprinkle of truth that I hope sparks conversations. I love being a part of the family meeting.
I don't hate this slogan. I don't hate it, but you have to recognize what systemic racism is. Like if you just say, oh, there's no racism because we're all one race. You can't be racist against your own race. And we're all one race. We're the human race. You can't be racist against humans because you are human, dumbass. Like you're just ignoring so many problems.
I hope sparks conversations. I love being a part of the family meetings, even if I can just jump on for a few minutes and recognize that as Krista and Monique often say, we must be very diligent to listen carefully, ask questions, and clearly define our terms.
You're not doing any of those things, though. You're not. Like, you didn't listen carefully, ask questions, or clearly define your terms. None of those things were accomplished when you accused the non-binary child of bullying you.
Center for Biblical Unity has been a voice that I needed and that I
She's getting
continue
bullied
to
by the
look
child,
toward
you see.
with anything that comes through the news or just anything I'm wrestling with. I know they have some solid resources. I pray that the ministry of CFBU would be multiplied, that the Lord would expand their reach because the church desperately needs
Amen.
to hear this message. Oh, one more thing I want to say.
Oh, P.S.
It's good to be in the family.
Family, it is because of giving from people just like you that these stories
Give
become
me money
possible.
instead.
Your giving.
You know where my money goes if you give me money? Or I guess it'd be your money. You know where it goes? My credit card debt. Please give me money. Please. If you can. I really appreciate it. I kind of want to see some of their other videos now. First slave owner in America was black. Wow. Suck on that, liberals. But yeah, that was a teacher being relentlessly bullied by a non-binary child and the supporters thereof. How tragic, how sad. We will pray for her. Hi, thanks so much for watching and making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to let you all know that I love and appreciate everybody in my community, whether you can support me financially or just by liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. It helps way more than you know. That being said, I do want to give a very special thanks to my tier 4 subs, which would be Space Timid and Hot Take Andy. And thanks so much to my monetary subscribers from any of the tiered subs or anybody who gives me money in any form, including going to my Patreon shop, donating money to me directly. It all helps way more than you know. If you do decide to help me financially, you can get some really cool perks like early access to content, exclusive access to censored videos, also some really cool badges next to your name. Even if you can't afford a monetary subscription, just watching, sharing, and commenting on my content helps way more than you know. Thanks again, and I will see you all in the next video.